Hi, my name is Steve Brant. I'm a consultant from New York City, and there's something happening in capitalism that I don't hear talked about right now. When I see the kinds of alliances that are being formed, when I see things like Boeing working with McDonnell Douglas engineers on a project involving the 747 because they don't necessarily want McDonnell Douglas not to have work. It's a form of capitalism that's not competition-based, it's cooperation-based. There's a consultant named James Moore who wrote a book called The Death of Competition, and basically what's happening is the notion of everyone being involved in capitalism together cooperatively based on that we can all win instead of there being winners and losers. This does not mean that there's not competition between ideas, so the best ideas raise up, but it's a form of capitalism that, for instance, EDS has an ad where they talk about co-sourcing. It's 1 + 1 = 3. It's a new kind of math because when our ideas are brought together, something can happen more powerfully than when the ideas are operating separately. So I just wanted to toss this new part of the business world into the mix and ask for your comment.
Well, I think we're really talking about a much more sophisticated form of competition than the old style. It's me versus the world, and you've only got to look out for yourself. And what we're really seeing is the growth of teaming and selective competition. I mean, you will see the industrial competitors who will cooperate in one area where they may be competing against a foreign competitor and be cutthroat competitors in another area. The ability to move in and out of these kinds of teams and to have competition as a spur is a skill that the industry is just learning, and it's one that is a vital one within the firm. It's vital because more and more work is being done in teams. And so it's not just my department, we do what we do, and the other people do what they do, and we don't meet, we don't mix. You have these cross-functional teams. In the government, it's one of the things we're struggling with. How do we get the government to work together on things where the government needs to be speaking with one voice, but at the same time maintain their expertise in other areas? So I don't see these as contrary to competition, because if we try to set them up and say that we're going to get to the same place with the only incentive being the greater good, I think that the likelihood is that the greater good, we'd have less of the greater good than if we have people pursuing what they view as being their interests. But what we have to be is a lot smarter about it and understand where marshaling the resources of a competitor sometimes is the best way to fight off other competitors while maintaining the fact that you're going to compete to the death in other areas.
It seems to me, as we're moving into this new era, we keep being confronted with these, again, seeming paradoxes, because what became choices now become complementary qualities of the system in which cooperation and competition somehow are both found in healthy economies, and it's confusing. And one of the challenges to our politics, figure out how to talk about this stuff so anybody knows what we're saying, because if we're going to take this out, if this is what we believe reality is, but we don't have a political language for it, we'll still be forced into the old, well, are you for competition or are you for cooperation? You know, are you of the left or are you of the right? Well, the answer is neither. Those are false choices. And again, we're being driven into that.